Welcome to Beach Party Conditioning. Thanks to Jocelynn, we have this wonderful theme, and she is crushing it with her little layout back there. So without further ado, I will pass it on to our coaches for today's class. It's going to be 75 minutes, so get ready to sweat.
Awesome. Well, I'm Jocelynn. I forgot I even suggested this theme. God, it was such a good idea. I'm so smart. I will be rounding us out with the cool down and some leg work. If you have a strap or a kitty cat, they're always helpful. My cat loves the beach, by the way. If you have a strap or a towel or something like that, we'll be doing some resistance stretching. So grab that at the break. We'll remind you again later.
Hi friends, my name is Marisa. I'm going to be leading some handstand strength and conditioning. We'll do a few drills. There's not going to be any like super inverted inversions, but just some prep work to get you there.
Hi, I'm Anastasia. I'm going to be doing our backs today, or doing stuff for our backs. I took this challenge very literally, and I decided to like give myself a sunburn. I don't know if you can like kind of see it, but this is what like normal blush looks on me anyway, and I felt that this was very accurate to like me actually going to the beach. So, but we're going to be working on our backs today. You don't really need anything. There's one modification that I will offer that can use a yoga block. I don't actually have a yoga block, so I'm going to use a book, but I'll mention it when I get there, and it's only one thing that's, and it's a modification. So, but other than that, you don't need anything else.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tylyn, and I'm so excited for Beach Day. I want to, first of all, thank you all so much for being here and just holding space for all of us on this beautiful and windy Tuesday afternoon here in Denver. I am going to be leading us through our warm-up, and I'm really excited because we're working on some back body today, and we've got some warm-ups. They're going to move our spine like the ocean waves, and I think maybe just that combination makes me happy that it works. So I believe we can we get started, Cressie? Yes. All right, let's do it. We are going to start by standing up nice and tall. We'll see if this works. I might turn the computer on because I think I feel like I'm a little fish looking at a snorkel. That's better. All right, so we're standing up super tall. We're gonna start by reaching our hands all the way up towards the ceiling, towards the sky, and slowly dropping one shoulder as you reach the other shoulder up. So we're just moving with some side to side bends with our spine, super slowly getting warmed up. The slower you can do this, the better. Reach all the way up with your right arm, drop it down as you reach up with your left. Start to bring some bends into those arms, like you're really pulling down a rope from above. Still moving just side to side, so it's not just this with your arms. We're reaching tall, extending that side body as we reach. Good, all right, from here, take our arms up to the sky. We're gonna hinge from our hips, folding down to our snorkel feet. What are these called? Flipper fins. Once you're down, slowly roll up, rounding your back. One vertebrae at a time. We'll be stacking on top of each other. Bring our arms all the way to the top, reach for the sky. Now this time, bring your arms in front of you as you hinge forward. Arms are long, spine is long. If you can touch the floor, go ahead and do a couple pumps there. If not, put your hands just below your knees on your shins, and you can pump back and forth here. All right, one more time up to the top, slowly roll, one vertebrae at a time. Once you get to the top, bring our arms up. Any way that you wanna fold down this time is fine. I'm going to swan dive down, keeping my arms out to the side, flat back, dropping my palms to the floor, and just a couple pumps here. You can keep a micro bend in your legs if that feels a little better to you. Wherever you are at today is fine. All right, let's make our way down to the floor, please. We're gonna start with some egg rolls. So hugging our knees to our chest, like so. Making ourselves into a little nugget. We're gonna keep our back as rounded as possible. So instead of sitting up nice and straight, it's okay to hunch right now. Really round your shoulders forward towards your knee. We're going to lift off back, momentum forward. Try not to come onto your head. Keeping your spine rounded will protect it, but we're just warming it up right now. Keep that belly tucked in, hold your knees as close to your face as possible without kicking yourself or kneeing yourself in the face, which I have done many a time. About 2 more of these. Compress your shins in towards your hamstrings, or I guess that'd be your calves technically. All right, beautiful. Now, this will be interesting with these. I didn't try this one on with slippers earlier. So come into your plank position or your high push-up. Remembering we are doing handstand training later, so keeping your palms directly beneath your shoulders, keeping your fingers spread out as wide as possible, and our 4 fingers are pointed forward like equal signs or turned out a little bit to like a 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock position. We're in our plank right now. We're gonna push our hips up and back to a down dog position. Looking up at our thumbs. We're gonna move our gaze down towards, my snorkel's coming off. Down towards our toes as we round our back, round our shoulders, press forward back into your high push-up or plank position. All right, let's do that 2 more times. Push our hips back. Stretch your shoulders down, look up at your fingers, change your gaze to your toes, suck your belly in as you start to round out, articulating 1 vertebrae at a time back to your plank position. 1 more of those, come back into your down dog. Push your shoulders towards the floor, look up at your fingers, change your gaze towards your toes, round your back, coming up onto your tippy toes, coming to your high plank position. Now from here, we're gonna take our feet and do toe taps into hip dips. So let me move us back just a little bit. All right, so we are in our high plank position and tap our toes out to the side, just the left to begin. So everyone do that about 10 times. 1, 2, keep your belly engaged, push the floor away. I believe we're at about 5, halfway there. Try and see if you can keep your entire body still except for this leg. Switch to your other side. Other leg taps out to the side. Check in with yourself. Does this feel the same on each side? Is it a little harder on one, easier on the other? Got about 3 more here. Good, we're gonna come down onto our forearms, keeping our belly tucked in, hips under, so we're hiding our tailbone. We're gonna drop our hips down to one side, touch either your quad or your hip to the floor, and then roll around to the other. Your toes can be turning out to either side as you drop down. Push through your forearms, through your shoulders as you flip. 2 more. Beautiful. All right, come into our tabletop position for some cat-cows. Again, we're focusing on the spine right now. So in our cat-cow, keeping our palm beneath our shoulder. We're here, we're digging into the sand. We lift our chest, arch our back, and then we push the ground away as we tuck our belly up, looking at our belly button, and reverse. Drop our belly button down to the ground, chest up, and reverse. Push the ground away, round your shoulders, round your back, look at your belly button. 2 more. Try and really keep those shoulders away from your ears as you do this, creating as much space and length in your spine as possible. Now move that into a disco kitty. Create some circles using your belly button like it has a little laser out of it. It's going close and far away from the ground. Reverse directions. So at the very top, your back is rounded, your shoulders are extended to the sky, and then we drop as we come through the middle with our belly button. Beautiful. I'm gonna wag that tail, so bring our hip closer to that same side shoulder. We're extending a little side body on the other side and swing our tailbone back through, creating length on one side and shortening on the other. Do this about 5 more times. Your own speed, as long as it feels good to you, it's good with me. Beautiful. Now go ahead and send your hips back down into child's pose. So arms are gonna come forward. You're gonna bring one arm so the hand comes behind your head or at the top of your back. We're gonna lift up through that side looking for the ceiling, trying to really show our armpit what that ceiling looks like or what that sky looks like. And then come back down through center to the middle. We'll do these rotations about 10 times on one side. We're about halfway there. Dun, dun, dun. Keep going, everybody. All right, so here we're working on the thoracic spine. Go ahead and switch sides. So again, that arm comes up behind your head and we lift that elbow to the sky, keeping our extended arm touching the ground. Our butt is pressed back above our heels. So our thoracic spine takes up about 2/3 of the movement in our back. And right now we get to isolate our lower back and just focus on our thoracic, our middle section. Good, couple more here. Awesome. Go ahead and stay in that child's pose. You can rest your forehead down on the mat, on your beach towel if you like. We're gonna take one arm, thumb towards the ceiling, and lift it up, small pulses. So we're starting to get those shoulders warmed up. Bring your arm as high as you can and slowly lower it back down. About 3 more on your last one. Hold it at the top. So 3, 2, 1. Hold it high. Go a little bit further, push yourself. Maybe it gets a little shaky, that's okay. Drop it down, other side. So small pulses, bringing our thumb up towards the ceiling and back down. We're still in child's pose here. Keep that arm extended. Make those pulses a little slower now, a little more controlled, especially on the negative when we're coming back down towards our beach towel. All right, 3 more pulses. On the last one, I want you to hold it up to the sky. So 1, 2, 3, hold it up. Push it a little further, get that thumb closer to the sun, hold it there. Release, beautiful. All right. Come back to your tabletop position. Let me see where we're at here. Awesome, okay, so back to our tabletop position, and I want you to bring one leg up around to the side of your hand. So we're in this runner's lunge. Looks like this from the front. From here, keeping quite a bit of weight in our hands, we're just gonna move in little circles. You can tuck your back toes under if that's more comfortable, or drop your knee down. Right now, I'm gonna tuck my toes under and push my knee up. Switch the directions of your circles. Make sure you're keeping weight in the hands. We're not focusing too heavily on the hips right now. We just wanna get them warmed up. Bring that front leg to the back so you're back in that high push-up or plank position, and switch sides. Bring the other leg close to your hand on the outside. Keep weight in the hands and drive your motion from your hips, from the center of your body. Switch directions. Beautiful. All right, place that back leg down, come onto your booty. Find your way to your back and extend your legs to the sky. Do, do, do. All right, legs are up, hands are up. We're going to try and touch our toes. If you want an extra challenge, point your toes. If you want to touch your toes, maybe we flex them. We're gonna push our shoulders off of the ground, creating a lot of space here, and pump about 15 times. Let's go. Keep that belly tucked in. Shoulders come off the ground, they really reach up. I'm gonna point my toes now, give myself a little extra challenge. All right, 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, let's drop our left leg. Keep our hands up towards our foot. Drop them down so they're now parallel with the bottom leg, and pulse forward towards our bottom leg's knee. Keep that belly tucked under. 5 more. 2, 1. Good, switch legs. Top leg becomes the bottom becomes the top. Arms are parallel to the floor now. Pulse forward. Awesome. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do one last thing, and that's combine our first move of, well, it's not our first move of the day, I lied. One of the first moves of the day with a little bit of abs that we just did. So we're gonna start here. Doesn't matter which leg is up. Take our hands behind our head, come up to our knee, drop back down, switch legs, come up to our knee, drop back down, switch legs. So we're just doing small pulses, or sorry, small crunches as we switch our legs. All right, 5 more each leg. 1, 2, tuck that belly in. 3, we've got it, we're more than halfway there. 4, last one, make it count. 5. Whee! Good job, everybody. I hope you're feeling warmed up. Thank you so much for coming through this warm up with me. Oh. Moving on to, I believe, Anastasia. Yeah.
Tylyn, I'm so impressed that you did that in flippers. Just got to say that real quick. What? Okay, sorry, Anastasia. My mind is blown by you coaches and how amazing you are.
I am also very impressed by that fact. I was like, oh, she got the snorkel and everything, and then you scroll, you pan down. I'm like, damn, she got flippers too. That's legit. That's hardcore. Anyway, we're moving on to back stuff now. I recently actually taught a class that had to do all about our serratus anterior muscles and lat engagement. So I'm gonna bring a little bit of that into this as well. And of course we'll do like all back stuff. We're gonna start with some plank things, but we'll get out of those before Marisa's section, just to let our wrists get a break. But let's start in a plank position, and we are going to do some plank shrugs. This is a retraction and a protraction. I want to stay really nice and tight in the core, and I only want this to move from our shoulders. If you have trouble with this, I recommend trying a slight turnout on the hands so that they're not perfectly straight. My middle finger is kind of turning out to the side, and you're going to do about 10 of those. So plank, I have a nice tucked under position. I'm really pushing through my shoulders to start. I'm right over my own wrists, and then I'm retracting and protracting. Doing that about 10 times. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm also trying to be conscientious that I'm not doing it with my head. I call that bobbing for apples. I want to make sure that my neck stays in line with my spine. I have a small variation of this. This is where the yoga block might be useful, or a thick book. I like this variation. It's a little bit more isolated. But you're going to start with both hands on your object,
on your book, and you don't need a really thick book, in your plank position again. And I'm going to hover one hand off the floor, and I'm going to retract the other shoulder to get the hand to the floor. And then I'm going to protract that shoulder to lift my hand back up and switch sides. Hover, retraction, protraction, back to neutral. The key for this one is to go really nice and slow. You really want to control the way down and control the way up. If you don't have a block, you can actually use the edge of like an object or a stool, or just repeat the shrugs on the floor again. All of those are fine options. Try maybe 5 to each side. So again, I'm staying nice and engaged, belly's lifting up, tailbone is tucked. I'm really using my shoulder, protraction, retraction, and then a protraction to get the hand back on. Nice. Excellent job. Well done. For this next one, we're going to do a slight rotation. This one can be done from the forearms if your wrists are starting to get tired, but we're going to rotate in a circle with our bodies. We're going to try to go 5 times one direction. So I'm going in a full circle and 5 times the other direction. From the front, looks like this. This is a warm-up for the wrists a little bit as well. So just be mindful, especially on the front, that you're not crunching into the wrists. And once you've gone 5 times in that direction, see if you can go 5 times in the other direction. Strong core. Keep breathing. And 5. Nice. Great job. All right, I've got one more plank thing, but this one is a little bit of a transition. This is a plank to dolphin. And there's a couple of different ways that we can do this exercise. The first one is simply starting from your plank position. You can alternatively do this one from the knees if it's too strenuous, but you're coming down to the elbows and then lifting up to the hands. I'm trying to stay fairly stationary with the rest of my body as I do this, however. And I'm just rolling down and rolling back up. We have done this similarly before from a dolphin position, or I'm sorry, from a downward dog, and then going towards a dolphin. You can play with that as well, or go from the knees. Try for about 5 of those. Try to go nice and slow. Yep. Pushing through. I really feel this one in the back of the arm. I really feel this one a little bit through the lat. 4 and 5. Excellent. Great work. All right, that's the last one for the planks for now. So if you need to roll out the wrists or anything like that, you can. We're going to take a quick stretch to stretch out the front of the body before we get into a lot of like back engagement, just so that this is not conflicting. So our options are going to be a T stretch, which I know we've done here before, but that is going to look like this. You're going to lay flat on the floor, arms out to a T. You're going to pick a direction to roll, and you're going to roll towards that shoulder. Leave your shoulder on the floor to get a nice stretch. You can also play with the position of the arm. You can take the arm a little bit higher, and that will get into a slightly different area. It's a little bit tighter for me. I want to do that. Good, and then let's switch sides. So other arm out to a T, and I'm rolling towards that shoulder, opening up. And then let's take that arm a little bit higher as well, just for a slightly different angle. Excellent. And then coming out of that, we're going to take one more stretch, and that is going to happen on our backs. So you can go ahead and roll over to your back. You're going to bring one knee over and across the body, and the other arm stays open. You're trying to keep the shoulder and the knee down on the floor at the same time for a supine twist. And I'm looking towards the straight arm. Taking a couple of breaths here. You can play with having this knee straight or bent. And I'm using my other arm to help pull, bringing that knee down to the floor and keeping the shoulder down as well. You can also play with the arm position in this stretch. A little bit higher, a little bit lower, we'll change it. Good, and then let's switch sides. Bringing that leg across, bent knee or straight leg, up to you. Other arm staying down. Maybe playing with the position of that arm as well. Excellent, and then come on out of that. The next exercise is going to be on the floor. However, this one is most commonly done against a wall. This is actually a serratus anterior exercise, and I call it the alternating robot. Your arms are going to be in this position. You're trying to be in a 90-degree angle at the armpit and at the elbow. And it's actually the down arm that's going to be working. The serratus anterior is responsible for the tilt of the shoulder blade. So when the shoulder blade is trying to tilt forward, it is that muscle's job to keep it against your back. So we're going to be working that muscle by pressing this hand towards the floor and trying to keep that shoulder in a retracted position or a rolled back position at the same time. My hand cannot get to the floor. If you're very flexible, you might be able to get your hand to the floor, but I cannot. But here is what it's going to look like. I'm going to, again, lay on the floor. This is going to be my working arm. This is my relaxed arm. My relaxed arm is going to go ahead and lay down, and my working arm is going to try to press down to the floor. Now, like I mentioned before, we need to keep our abs engaged and our shoulder as against the floor as we possibly can. I'm really trying to keep my shoulder blade from poking into the floor. And I'm going to press and I'm going to hold there. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then switching. Now the other arm is trying to get to the floor. I'm checking in with my shoulder. I'm checking in with my core, making sure nothing has disengaged or gone kind of weird. Good, and switch. Breathing, checking in with that shoulder. Make sure that you're not using your upper traps or anything like that. Good, switch. Making sure that the elbows are at shoulder height. Nice, switch. Trying to bring that fist ever so closely to the floor. Some people feel this one in, towards the top of the shoulder as well as a stretch. Good, switch. And we're doing 5 to each side, by the way. So you got one more on each side to go. Switch. This is going to be the last one for each side. Just noticing if your range of motion has improved at all. Mine fist tends to get slightly closer to the floor with each one. And switch. Last one. Check in with those abs. Make sure you still haven't lost any of that engagement. Make sure your neck is still relaxed. Good, and rest. Excellent job. You can shake out the shoulders if you need to. That is a great one to do up against the wall. I find that with gravity, it's actually a little bit more effective. Excellent. Okay, we're going to do a cute little cobra stretch. I'll turn this way to see, and or sphinx stretch, so laying down on the belly now. Not here. Coming onto the forearms, and I'm trying to pull the shoulders back and push my sternum forward. Long through the neck. Excellent. And then if you feel ready, you can also use your hands to push yourself up higher, making sure that you're staying long through the neck, that you're not crunching or compressing, and that you're squeezing your butt to protect your low back. Excellent. Good. And go ahead and relax out of that. We're going to warm up our back muscles a little bit more by doing swims. Now you can do these as lifted swims, or you can do these as more of a front stroke. Is this a front stroke? I'm sorry, I'm not a swimmer, or a backstroke. So doing one of those, but we're going to do that for a few seconds. Okay, so either lifting arms and legs and pretending to swim, or doing big strokes, or alternating, up to you. Breaststroke, that's what that one's called, right? All right, ready, set, and go. Lifting the arms, swimming through the legs, or a combo. You're in the deep blue ocean. It's beautiful. There's some sharks, but that's okay. They're friendly sharks. They're the ones that eat vegetables. You know, the vegetable sharks. Keep going. Stay long through the neck. And rest. Good. You can wheel out the hips side to side as well to release any tension you might have built up. That was wonderful. Great job. I think my favorite sea creature would have to be a manatee. They're just so darn cute. Okay. We're going to do some curl ups or lift ups from here. So I can use your arms reaching back towards your feet. I'm going to lead with the top of my head. I'm going to try to lift up as high as I can. Arms back is going to be the easiest. Arms airplane is going to be harder. And arms out to the front is going to be the hardest. So you can kind of choose your difficulty. Yeah. So lifting up. And we're going to do 10 of those. Check the vegetarian shirt. Okay, I got stuck under pressure. I lose my words. I'm sorry. All right. And when you're ready, begin. 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to keep my toes on the floor for this one. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. This time, rest your head. You're going to lift your legs 10 times. Keeping your legs together will be harder. Letting them come apart will be a little bit easier, so choose your difficulty. And ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. I've got one last exercise I want to do right quick, and I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me a little bit better. We're going to do a low back / butt engagement. From your laying position, you're going to froggy the knees and bring the bottoms of your feet together. You can also rest your head on the floor for this one if you like, but you're going to try to keep your feet together. You're going to try to keep your knees apart, and then you're going to squeeze your butt. You're going to try to lift the legs off the floor. You're going to do that 10 times. If you want more challenge, you can hold an item between your glute and your heels and try to keep it there as you lift. So not letting the feet come away from the butt. Otherwise, just try to hold your feet together and as close to your bum as you can for 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Well done, everybody. Thank you so much for participating and putting up with my shenanigans. I'm going to hand it off to Marisa for some handstand conditioning.
Thank you, Anastasia. That was awesome. My body feels really great right now. Okay, so we're gonna go into some handstandy things. So we're just gonna give a little more attention to our wrists and our fingers and forearms. So just hang out right where you are and start flicking your wrists. and fingers. For this one, we're using all of our fingers, but now we're going to switch to just the index finger. So your index finger and thumb are flicking, like you're flicking a booger at somebody. And now middle finger and ring. Thumb. Ring finger and thumb. And pinky and thumb. That one's definitely like the slowest and the least coordinated of all of them. All right, go back to all of them really fast. Nice. And shake it out. Sweet. Let's put hands on the floor. Spread your fingers wide. We're gonna do some palm bridges. So your palms are lifting off the floor. Your fingers are staying pressed into the ground. Or some palm bridges. Keep going with that momentum, but go all the way up to your fingertips. So your fingertips make a little tent at the top. Your fingers and thumbs are pressing into the floor. If you want more of a challenge, you can send your knees back to put more weight into your hands, or you can beast mode it and go into a plank. All right, let's do a few where we're alternating. So you're gonna go palm bridge, the fingertips, palm bridge, the fingertips. Keep the weight over your hands, shoulders forward. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna turn fingers back now. Fingers pointing back towards your knees. Get a little lean back to start. And then we're gonna make it more active. So your elbows are going to bend backwards towards your thighs and then come back up to straight. When I bend my elbows, my palms are lifting off the floor, but I'm trying to keep my fingers pressed down so that my whole hand isn't peeling off. Bend back to straight. One day, maybe I'll make it all the way to elbows to the floor, but that's quite a ways away. Nice. All right, shake that out. Beautiful. Okay, we are gonna go into some shoulder strengtheners here. So we're gonna start in our bear shape for all of these. So my bear is here, shoulders over my hands, knees are bent under my hips. And we're gonna do some bear shrugs. So these are just like the plank shrugs that Anastasia had us doing, but now we are in a bear pose. So keep going, and I'm gonna count us off for 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on out. Beautiful. Now we're gonna do 4 square bear. So what does that mean? Here's my bear. I'll show you first, and then you can try it. Bear, shoulders over hands. I'm going to take one hand, and my opposite foot is going to replace that hand, and I flip to a crab. Then I'm gonna switch my other hand. It's going to lift, and I'm gonna replace that so that I'm in a bear. And I'm alternating which hand is lifting, and my opposite foot replaces it. So as we're going through this, really think about keeping the weight of your shoulders over your hands so that when you're in your crab, you're not like so far away, but shoulders stay in line over your wrists and hips are still lifting up. Yeah, so assume your bear position, shoulders over hands, knees in. Go ahead, lift one hand up, thread the opposite leg through, find your crab with hips up. Your hand should be in line, same with your feet. Now take it to your next one, lift your other hand up, send your other foot back. Now we're in a bear facing the other way. Nice, and repeat. One hand lifts, go to your crab, and then do it again. Now we're back to where we started, hopefully. We're gonna do the same thing, but the other direction. Other hand's lifting up, thread your foot through to a crab. Lift your other hand. Now we're facing the other side. Lift it to find a crab one more time, and flip it over to your bear. Woo! Shake it out. Nice job. Okay, your last one before we give our wrist a break and do a little more core. We're gonna be starting in our bear again, and these are our kick throughs. So one hand is gonna lift up, the opposite foot is going to kick through, and then I'm gonna put it right back to my bear, and then I'll do the other side. So again, for this one, we're trying to keep your shoulders over your hands. When I kick through, I don't want to have all this space between my hand and my butt. Try to keep the weight over your hand and bring it back so it stays stacked the whole time. We're gonna try 5 on each side for 10 total. Ready? Let's do it together. Find your bear. Here we go, kick through 1. Back to bear. Other side, 2. Back to bear. Kick through 3. Back to bear. Other side, 4. Back to bear. Other side, 5. Back to bear. Keep going. 6. To bear. 7. Bear. Rar. 8. Grr. 2 more. 9. Back to bear. Last one. 10. Bear. And shake it out. Ooh, I'm a little bit sweaty. Nice job. Okay, we're gonna give that a break. And we're going to practice our flat handstand shapes. Some of you guys probably already done this before, but this is an active laying down position. So we're gonna be laying down. I'll give you some cues. And we're trying to find super engaged body where your back is pressing down into the floor, which makes laying down very challenging and tiresome. So go ahead and lay down on your back with your arms straight up over your head so you're in a super long line. And we're gonna check in with the feet first. Go ahead and point your toes, squeeze your heels together, squeeze your toes together, squeeze your knees straight, squeeze your quads, squeeze your booty, and now try to press your low back down into the floor. For some of you, when you squeeze your butt, your low back won't hit the floor, so maybe relax your butt just a little bit to press your low back down. And press your rib cage down into the floor. Check in with your feet. They should still be squeezing. Arms are straight. Cover your ears with your biceps. Hug them in tight. Good. And extend your arms away from your torso so you make a really big shrug. Cover your ears. Maybe I'm a little muffled for you. Arms are straight. Your back is still into the floor. Your legs are still tight. One more piece. We're going to try to press the back of your hands down into the floor to open up your shoulders. If you do that and your low back pops up, reset, press your low back. More important that your ribs are in, shoulder flexibility will come. We're gonna hold this together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake out. Oh yeah, very nice. Good, good. Okay. From there, we're going to do, front side. Sorry, I got excited. Front side, flip it over real quick. Okay, lay on your belly, feet together. Same, but different. You can have your chin on the floor to look at your thumbs or put your forehead down, whatever's more comfortable for you. Here we go, tight feet, point your toes, heels together. Ankle bones touching. Pretend I'm there trying to wiggle your feet and they don't move. Straight knees. Okay, this time, pull your belly button off the floor into your spine and press your hip bones down into the floor. It should create a little tilt for a hollow shape. Check in with that one more time. Belly button up, hip bones and pubic bone down into the floor. Arms are straight. Plug your arms in to cover your ears so you're in a nice tight line. Check in with your feet. Are they still squeezing? Okay, we're gonna hold this and lift just our arms up. Ready? Here we go. Arms up off the floor for 10, 9, 8, 7, straight arms, 6, 5, arms in, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hey! Good job. Laying down made me very sweaty. Okay, the next one we're gonna do. Plank is gonna be our home base, and we're going to move through inchworms back and forth. So from my plank shape, I'm gonna start by walking my hands. My hands are going to walk back to a pike shape as far as I can go, keeping the weight in my hands. I don't wanna come all the way back to like a forward fold. I'm gonna keep the weight in my hands. My feet don't move. Then I'm gonna walk back to my home base, which is my plank. Then, keeping the weight in my hands, I'm gonna walk my feet in as far as they can go, and then walk my feet back out to my home base. Yes. So for both of these, keep your legs as straight as they can go. But if if you can't get them all the way straight in your pike shape, that's totally fine. Really think about keeping your shoulders forward so the weight is in your hands. One more little note. We don't want your little turtle head to poke out you want to hide your ears, right? So at the top of this pike, no head sticking out. Hide your ears and just look at the floor with your eyeballs instead of your whole head. Okay, here we go from plank shape. Find your plank, push down into the floor, squeeze your bum. Okay, keep your feet right where they are. Start walking your hands back towards your feet. Push down with straight arms, strong legs. Hold it at the top for 3, 2, 1. Walk it back to plank. And shoulders over wrists. Good. Now just the feet. Walk the feet in. Keep the weight over your hands. Hold it at the top for 3, 2, 1. It walks back out to plank. We're going to do one more time each direction. Let's move our hands. Here we go. Hands are walking back. Push down into the floor. To your pike. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Hands walk forward to plank. Last one. Feet walking in. Inchworm your feet towards your hands. Hide your ears. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Walk it out to plank and down. Whee! Good job. I'm gonna steal a drink of water. Okay. For my next trick, we're going to do, let's do some core here. We're gonna do some walking sit-ups. So my leg motion is going to be walking it out, and at the top, each time my leg comes up, my hands are gonna reach up to try to touch my toes, right? So I'm trying to coordinate my upper body and lower body moving together. I'm gonna say something else about it, but then I forgot. So we're not gonna count because that would just be too hard for me. So I'm gonna do a timer instead. We're going to go as hard as we can for 30 seconds. Ready, steady, go. Straight legs, walking sit-ups. Try to sit up fast and reach your hands above your toes if you can. Nice jump, guys. We are halfway there. Keep it going. Legs are strong, toes are pointed. 4 nice long lines. Keep it going. We have 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1, down. Yay. Good job. Okie dokie. I'm gonna move into some jumps here. Some little handstand entrances. Some of you guys may have a handstand practice, so if you wanna like go up a little higher in these jumps, that's totally fine, but not required. The point of these is to try to keep your alignment of shoulders over your wrists and to be really soft on the landings with your joints. So when I'm jumping, I'm never trying to stomp down like an elephant. I'm gonna be very ooey gooey and quiet and controlled. So we're gonna start with tuck jumps first. So for my tuck jump, I'm gonna start in this compressed shape, just like we were practicing with our inchworms. So that is shoulders over hands, hide my ears, weight in my hands. From here, I'm just gonna do a little tuck jump. Jump, knees in, bend the knees, and then soft on the landing. What we're trying to avoid is starting not in line, and I'm way back here, and I'm doing these like, jumps going forward. That makes it a lot harder, and will make it harder to go to handstand. So try to stay stacked, shoulders over your wrists, and as much as you can, booty up to get over your shoulders. We're going to do 10 of these. You're gonna go at your own pace. Ready, get steady, go ahead, jump, soft landings. Check in with your feet too. Your feet and toes should be together, but you're not a frog. I think I'm halfway there. I'm gonna do a few more. Nice soft landings. And we're done with that. Yay, good job guys. Okie dokie, we're gonna do some single leg kick-ups. We're gonna do our good side, our spicy side, and switch it. So, good side is gonna be dominant leg in front. I am still stacked, shoulders over my wrists. My back leg is gonna be doing a little stronger of a kicking motion. So I'm gonna kick and land really softly on my feet. Shoulders, again, are home base over my wrists. I'm not trying to rock back and forth. I'm trying to stay stacked here, hiding my ears, pushing down into the floor. Okay, we're gonna do 5 on each side. 5 with your good leg in front, 5 with your spicy leg in front. Ready, set, go at your own count. I trust everybody can count, except for me sometimes. Nice, guys. When you jump off the floor, jump and push and point off your foot. Maybe you can see your foot leave the ground and point it. That way you get full extension. Ooh, yeah, nice changes. Keep pushing the hands down into the floor to make yourself grow a little taller. Beautiful. When you have finished your good side, switch to your spicy side to even it out. Check in with your shoulders. Are they staying over your wrists? Or are they traveling? Yes, I am sweaty and tired, but I also get to watch you guys and see what's happening. Nice, guys. Okie dokie. I have one little fun, well, hopefully I think it's fun for you. So there's a type of handstand called a knot. Knots are not hands side by, or apart. It's actually hands stacked on top of each other. And this is really fun for, I don't know if you guys do acro, but also fun to practice together. So knots, I have one hand on top of the other, kind of threaded like this, and we're gonna practice both. So don't worry, we're gonna even it out. So I'm gonna stack my hands on the floor here, and I'm gonna go into a plank shape, but open my feet into a straddle to kind of make it a little more stable. If you want a little more of a challenge, you can put your feet together, but you'll notice that it rocks a little more side to side. So go ahead and find your knot position, one hand on top of the other. Find a plank with feet maybe hip width apart, maybe more if you need a little more stability. And push down into the floor to separate your shoulder blades. And we're just gonna do some leg lifts here, alternating leg lifts, one at a time. Lift the leg straight off the floor. See if you can keep your shoulders level over your wrists so you don't fall over. Nice. Nice tight core. And down. Shake it out, we're gonna do the other side. Stack the other hand on top. This one definitely feels weirder for me. This my non-dominant hand is now supporting. Go ahead, find your plank, shoulders over your wrists. And let's do some leg lifts here. Try to keep your shoulders stacked over your wrists so we're not wiggling or wobbling. Nice. A couple more on each side. Yay. And down, shake it out. Woo. Yay. Some of you guys that are practicing jumps at home, it is also possible to do jumps, handstand jumps from a knot like this, or jump up into a handstand. So something to think about, or to keep practicing your stability. I think I'm at time. So good job, everybody. Nice work. I'm gonna pass it off to Jocelynn.
I actually would love to give everybody just like a 1-minute break in case anyone needs to use the bathroom, or like me, I never brought myself water, so I'm gonna go get that. So just take about a minute and we'll see you soon.
Cool. Are we back? All right. So I'm going to be working on some leg stuff. And to start off with, we'll start standing. And we will do calf raises. So we'll do 10 normal with your feet parallel, 10 with your feet turned out, 10 with your feet duck-toed, 10 right foot, 10 left foot, and then we'll bookend it with 10 parallel. Okay. You can hold on to something, which I will probably need to do. So here we go. Oh, wait. I think it's still a little sunny here, so I'm going to use my umbrella. Here we go. Just on your own timing. This will be 10 in parallel. I'm at 7, 8, 9. Now I turn my heels in, toes out, and keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna go toes in, heels out now. My calves are already really sore. We decided to go for a trail run the other day that turned out to be a 2-hour trail run, so now I'm like super sore. It was lovely. And now 1 foot. Ow. And the other side. And then we're just going to round it out with 10 more in parallel. I'll just twirl my umbrella. I like that, Cressie. One, yay! Definitely after all that, let's give it a stretch. Give those calves a nice stretch. Ah, it feels so good. I'm trying to think about the last time I was at a real beach, the real ocean, and I can't think that far back right now. But in Colorado, we have our own beaches, you know, like you can have a river beach, you can have a lake beach. All right, now we're gonna take it down to the ground. Beach area. It's a little sandy around here. She's just dusted off. So we're gonna do adductor and abductor and adductors. So simply just gonna lie down like a bathing beauty. You can either cross this one leg in front or in back. To me, it doesn't really matter. I like it in back because then I can go further. And let's do 15 leg raises. Oh, look at those beach babes. Look at all, everybody. I'm at 10. 5 more. Cool. Now put your other leg on top, and you're going to keep it internally rotated. Just keep it internally rotated, and just go up and squeeze, and then back down, and up and squeeze. We don't have to like go our full, just as far as you can go, keeping it internally rotated. Let's do 15 again. This is my 10. Okay, so for this last one, you might need a little more support or spider fingers. So you go up, together, down. Let's do 10 of those. Up, together. I'm on my last one. All right. And then let's just bring this top leg in for a nice stretch. So you can have a stretch where we squeeze, or we can also kick back and get a nice shoulder, front of your hip opening. All right, let's do a fancy flipperoo. Onto the other side. And, whoa, I just spilled my water. Hold on. Already fell. Okay, here we go, 15 leg lifts. Like I'm supposed to be telling beach stories, just like the Burning Man stories. Yeah, Cressie's nodding. But I just lost count. I'll do 5 more. I'll tell stories on the other one. I've got a good one. Got a good one. Oh, I'm full of them. Okay, now the other one, just raising up and down. So the last time I was in Costa Rica, I went surfing, and I just decided to break up with my partner of 15 years. But that surfing was the thing he taught me, and I was like, I'm not gonna let this get me down. I'm gonna go by myself. So I did. And I rented a board, in case you never knew these ones, when you're ready. I rented a board. Some of you have been at Envision, you've been to Dominical. I'm out on that beach. Pretty big wave day. I would say shoulder high to head high waves. I'm surfing. It's all great. Not a lot of people out there. My leash breaks, and my board goes to the beach without me. So I'm out there, these pretty big waves, all by myself. And I see my board go to the beach. All right, good job, and stretch. And I start to panic because it's a pretty long swim in. And also this beach is known for a riptide. If you don't know what a riptide is, it's a tide that takes you out instead of getting you back to shore. So I just start swimming, tell myself to breathe. I'd been to yoga that morning, and guess who is standing on the beach holding my board? But my yoga teacher from the morning. I was so grateful she had eyes on me. But there's a second break. Okay, now we're gonna go on our belly. And you're gonna do 10 leg raises on each side. Squeeze in your butt. So I'm just praying I'm gonna make it in and not die. And you get to the second break, because there's 2 breaks there. The second break is the one that's the scary one, the more like riptide-y type break. And I'm starting to get tired. I still see them with eyes on me, and I start waving my arms, hoping someone would come and get me, because I saw 2 guys with boogie boards walking by. But no one was coming to help me. It was up to me to save myself. And I got in, and oh my gosh, I was so grateful that day that the universe spared my life. I decided I should keep being on this earth, because I found out the next day a couple was swimming at that same place, and they were taken out into the ocean by the riptide, never to be seen again. True story. I know, sad story, but true story.
Jocelynn, I'm so glad you're alive. Yay! We love you.
Thank you, everybody. Whew, that was a big one. It also taught me that I can rely on myself. I don't need anybody else. Okay, so now we're gonna be in a straddle. And we're gonna do the straddle leg raises. You don't need a crazy straddle. Just have 2 hands on one side. You're just gonna do 10 lifts. Try and keep your back nice and straight. Whew. And the other side, 10 times. There was this other time I was surfing in Ecuador, and I lathered myself in sunscreen, went out. I was probably wearing this getup, because when you're surfing, you don't want your belly to get all chafed, so I wear like shirts like this. And now you're gonna do both legs at once, 10 times. I got in at the end of the day. I was out there all day. I haven't sunscreened up twice. And that night, I was not feeling good. I was getting a fever. I was getting very sunburned. Guess what? My sunscreen wasn't waterproof. Oops. Don't make that mistake. Bad idea. All right. Ooh. I got my hip flexors. Okay, let's stretch it out. Let's walk out to over one leg. Sand studs. You can still be a babe and be a dude. Dudes are babes. Yeah. And coming over. But if you want to be the sun stud, James, you can be the sun stud. And Dave and Jacob. And I don't know if you're a boy or a girl, because I can't see you. And then face the other way and walk down. Whew. And then open it up to the side. And coming back. And then let's walk it through the center. If anybody has a story they want to tell, they can tell the story while we're in our center splits.
I got really badly burned my first day in Costa Rica.
Oh.
We went to the beach and I had a butt ton of sunscreen on and it was waterproof. And luckily we got there like 4 days before Envision Festival started. So it was tolerable by the time I had to perform.
By the time you had to go chafe yourself on some ropes. All right. And let's do good old-fashioned forward fold. If you have your strap or towel, go ahead and find that now or any other. Yeah, you can use your beach towel. Huh. Someone's thinking out there. I'm just gonna sit up straight and just put it on my feet and just pull them back a little bit. Just give me a nice calf stretch. My calves are sadly tight. And then let's walk ourselves forward down this puppy. My hamstrings are sadly tight too right now. They're always tight. Okay, now we're gonna do the famous resistance stretch, lying on our back. And, yeah. There you go. So, I am going to put the strap around my foot. Bring my leg to the sky. Have the other leg out straight. So we're going to do resistance stretching. So that means I'm going to pull down on my strap and try to pull my leg back down to the ground. And we're going to hold it for 10 seconds and then release. And then try and bring your leg closer. And we'll do that for 3 rounds. So now you know what we're doing. So get nice and comfy and resist for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Pull it a little closer. And press for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Hold a little closer and go. To get my water time in, I'm looking into getting stand-up paddles or a kayak. So if anybody else does, we should go socially distance on the reservoir. Wouldn't that be fun? And release. And just pull it in for another stretch. And then you're going to drop your leg to the side and stretch out your leg to the side. You just let it be nice and loose in your hand or your strap. The great thing about the strap is you just let the muscles release in the stretch. And release. Just take that same leg, just draw the knee in, do little leg circles. Keep the femur really soft in the socket and just let it kind of be heavy. And just do knee circles in each direction. And release that leg down. Other side. Bring your foot up to the sky. And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And again, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Draw it in a little further. And last time, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And draw it in a little bit further. And you can open it up to the side. Woo, and then release that. Draw that knee in. And just do a couple little circles. And let's draw both knees in and draw circles, like 3 circles in each direction. And then place your feet on the ground. And you're just going to windshield wiper one way and the other way. All right, to a seated position. And let's do a nice shoulder stretch. You can even sit in butter. I think I'm gonna sit in butterfly for this one. Then you get a double whammy stretch. And the other side. And then across. Try and keep that shoulder going down. And other way. And then one last thing, because we did so much hand stuff with Marisa. So we're gonna go like this, and then you're just going to pick up each finger and drop it. Your fingers, or your hand is facing towards you. Just go down the line, maybe back. The other side. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me at the beach. My beach stories. And don't forget to wear your sunscreen. Don't forget your water. Beware of sharks. And always check your leash before surfing.
Thanks, Jocelynn. That was awesome. I feel like jello and ooey gooey, and it's lovely. Thank you, coaches, for all your hard work, and for Cressie for bringing us together, and for you all for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much. As always, so much love to Cressie for putting everything together behind the scenes, and all the teachers. I always feel so good afterwards. I actually have a pretty funny beach story that I would love to share, but I want to give Tylyn her goodbye first. So.
I've got a very needy dog at the moment. This is Aspen, everybody. She has been to the beach before, actually. I don't think she loves it, but she's been there. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining me in the workout today for our warm-up. I had a lot of fun, and it's just fun getting to be goofy with you guys. It's what makes my heart so happy every time we do this. So thank you so much. If you are able to donate, it's so appreciated. And if you can't do that today, thank you so much for just being here and showing up with your space and your energy. It's really an amazing thing to have happen. I appreciate it. James, yes. Yeah, this is that. I like to swim on my free time, so this is like a legit snorkel for freestyling. You know, when I could be around people in a pool. That'll come again someday. Thank you, everyone, so much. I'm going to stick around to take some pictures, but I really want to hear Anastasia's story.
Real quick, Anastasia, go ahead and tell it in just a second, but I just want to say a couple of things real quick in case anybody needs to leave. Of course, as everyone said, thank you so much for being here. We do not have a party tomorrow, which is our first Wednesday that we haven't had a party other than spring break, but I'm going camping and I'm very excited. But Thursday, if you've read The Night Circus, please come. Come anyway, just come. We're doing our dance intensive, aerial intensive grounded conditioning. No apparatus is needed. Black and white is the theme. Maybe a little touch of red if you're familiar with The Night Circus, and hopefully see you there. And then Friday we have a straddle splits intensive 45-minute workshop, which is going to be Friday morning, and it's Fun Tights Friday, so wear whatever you want on the bottom and make it fun, but wear something, you know, it's going to be on the internet. Okay, thanks. Go ahead, Anastasia, and then stick around for a photo if you can.
This is a quick story. It's a good learning opportunity. This is actually a good friend of mine. I love him dearly, but he went on vacation to Europe, and I don't know if you know, but there's beaches in Europe that are nude. You're allowed to just, you know, wear nothing, and that's normal there. And so he's, you know, having a few drinks. He's having a great time, decides to go to the beach, and decides to do what everyone's doing and go in the nude, and everyone's totally fine with it. So he's like lounging around in the sun, having a great old time, and he falls asleep. Falls asleep on the beach. Of course, didn't prepare. You know, he's on vacation, doesn't have sunscreen. He wakes up a couple hours later. Of course, he is burnt. And the one lesson is things that don't see the sun very often get burnt worse. So for the rest of his vacation, he had a very exciting time trying to use the bathroom. Yeah, he fell asleep flat on his back. So lesson, boys and girls, wear your sunscreen. Yeah, just wanted to share that with you all on behalf of my friend.
That is horrifying. All right, well, I'm going to say goodbye to the YouTubers because I'm going to stop recording now.